Today I want to share with you the 10 latest high-limit credit card application hacks that work like crazy. So we are speaking about proven steps that have stood the test of time, okay? I want you to get approved today, come rain or shine. It really doesn't matter what kind of credit cards you're going after. I want you to be approved. So I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation because I'll be spilling a lot of beans. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to share with you the 10 latest high-limit credit card application hacks that work like crazy. And again, here are application hacks that we have actually applied in the last 30 years. We applied for our own team members, but also for our clients. It works like magic. Okay, now there are no guarantees, but there are ways to increase your chances of getting a yes when you are applying for a credit card. Okay, so number one, I want you to apply at your bank or credit union. Son, daughter, grandpa, grandma, I'm telling you, anytime you want to apply for a credit card, you want to start where they know you. You want to start in your own house, quote unquote house. Okay, you will be in a better position to win approval if you apply for a credit card at the bank or credit union where you already have a checking or savings account. This is really important. We see a lot of people, people like, I love this Chase credit card. I love this US Bank credit card. I love this PNC credit card, but you don't have a relationship with the institution. Your chances will be really low unless you have stellar credit. So it's always important to start where they already know you. So this is important. So when we speak about the importance of MPR, so multi-product relationship, you want to beef up a relationship with the institution so that they know, hey, listen, this person is parking their cash with us. We also will want to be generous and give him or her a higher credit limit. I cannot underestimate the importance of, I cannot really tell you how important direct deposit is. Direct deposit is really important. If you're working, if you have a regular job and you've been paid every 2 weeks, you really want to have direct deposit. I'm not asking you to put all your cash into one account, but you want to put some cash in the account at the bank where you want to have the credit card, and update your income information from time to time, boss. Time to time. Hey, money. Where do you currently bank at? Talk to me about that. Where do you bank at? This is where I want you to start from there. If you bank at Chase, I want you to target at least initially Chase credit cards. Okay, you will stand a better chance because they know your fundamentals already, your financials already, at least part of it. Hack number 2, boss. I want you to apply for cards that fit your credit score. See, the thing is, we need to stop the frustration. I mean, you're just sitting there, your FICO score is 600. Why are you applying for a card that requires a premium FICO score? Okay, let's just stop that. So you really want you want to chew the right amount of meat. Okay, you really want to make sure that you are comfortable here. So some cards are only available to those with excellent credit, while others are aimed at consumers with fair or average credit. So applying for the cards that match up with your credit score gives you the best chance of approval. Let me give you an example. Very simple example. If you have a fair credit score, you might want to consider a card like Capital One Quicksilver One Cash Rewards credit card, which is aimed at consumers with scores for average FICO. Think about that. So credit card. Boss, where is your credit score at right now? 625, 725, 825, 525, 425, 325. Where you at? Talk to me about that. So you really want to go for those cards. So, and this is very easy. You can go to the cards and you click on the card, and usually you'll have the requirements of the card, and so you will know exactly whether or not you can qualify. And the third hack I want you to follow here is Do not apply for too many cards at once. See, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon. Okay, because think about it. Every time you apply for a credit card, it dings your credit score. So if you apply for many cards at once, it does not look good to lenders. Hey, listen, we've heard that some viewers were telling us that some big YouTubers are saying you can apply for many cards on the same day, and this will count as one hard pull. One hard pull, my ass. They're lying to you. They are lying to you. All right. If you apply for 10 credit cards in one day, you will have 10 hard pulls. And listen, I don't care what people say. We have been in this industry for many years. We know what we're talking about. So do not apply for multiple credit cards at once. Okay. If you do want to apply for multiple cards, then spread out your requests so they are at least 6 months apart. Big decision time, boss. Are you applying right now for multiple credit cards? Are you thinking about doing it? If you are thinking about doing it, please do not do it. This will ding your credit score, and you will actually, you really don't want to do this, okay? Do not do it. Pace yourself. Pace yourself. The hack number 4 that I want to share with you when it comes to high limit credit card applications, and you really want to know what's in your credit reports. See, the whole thing is, if you have no idea what your credit score is, that's a problem. But if you have no idea what's in your credit reports, that's even worse, because your credit score is a component of your credit report, but there are other things. So you really want to make sure that basically there are no errors, there are no derogatory items, because whenever you apply for a card, any errors on your credit reports that have not been corrected could impede your approval. That's one thing people don't see. The funny thing is, people say, well, I don't know. Anytime I apply for a credit card, I got a lower limit or I get denied. My ass gets denied. Well, this could be because there is an error creeping into your credit reports. I mean, you might think that you have a stellar credit report on the surface. Yeah. But have you actually looked under the hood to see what's really happening there? Okay. So, for example, you have if you see an error, be sure to file a dispute with a credit bureau to get it fixed. Okay, annualcreditreport.com is a great place to look. You have other free credit score providers. You have a CreditWise, you have a Credit Karma, you have NerdWallet, you have a Wallet Hub, you have all the credit card issuers generally allow you to see your credit reports and score, and you want to fix issues 2 to 3 months before applying. Okay, so here are some pro tips here. Pro tips. Check your credit reports, identify the derogatory items, fix them, and do this 2 to 3 months before applying. Hack number 5, you want to pay your bills on time. Boss, you got to pay your bills on time. Aunt, uncle, I'm talking to you. Grandpa, grandma, pay your bills on time, brah. Sister, I want you to pay your bills on time, because paying your bills on time each month contributes to your credit history and can help your credit score. Yeah, and this includes, and see, when we speak about paying your bills on time, I'm speaking about all credit products. I mean, credit cards, student loans, mortgages, rent, utilities, and whatnot. Okay, so you can try to set up automatic payments, at least for the minimum payments due each month, because at least that way you can avoid accidentally missing a payment and getting hit with late payment penalties. So here is the approach, boss. Here is the approach I want you to follow. You can set automatic reminders, or you can go to your account right now, and set automatic transfers or payments on the 15th or the 30th. And the best way to do this is to have smaller payments every week. That way you don't feel it, but it helps a lot, because your reported CUR, your credit utilization ratio, will go down, and this could actually improve your credit score in the long run. Fantastic. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still sharing with you in today's conversation credit card hacks that always work like crazy. Hack number 6, you want to watch your credit utilization ratio. Boss, I'm telling you, you want to watch that CUR, because lenders will look at your credit utilization ratio, which is the total amount of credit you are using compared to what? To the credit you have available, right? So keeping your total CUR rate on your total CUR on the 30% or 35% can help your credit score a lot. Okay, so that means what? That means if you have a credit limit of $1,000, you want to avoid spending more than $300 each month. Or if you spend it, make sure that the ending balance on that card is not above $300. Okay, so credit card. Boss, do you currently have credit cards? If you do, what is your CUR? What is your CUR? Because before you apply for another credit card, make sure that your CUR is below 30%. You gotta bring it down. Okay, and so number seven, build credit early, boss. If you are trying to, if you want to be always approved for a credit card, make sure that you actually build credit early, or at least start. It's all about starting, yeah, because applicants with a lengthier credit history have a better chance of being approved, and we have seen this in our own lives. We have seen this in our job also. So start building credit early, but maybe not too early, and be careful when you close other cards, especially if you had them for a long time, because you want to have what? Credit length. And credit length accounts for 10% of your credit score. So your credit score will be higher if you have several open accounts in good standing. So here is a bonus for you. If you want to build credit early, one thing I want to say here is that if you are, let's say you are 18 or 19 and you're trying to build credit, you set yourself up as an authorized user on another person's credit card. That way you really start early, okay? And this is a great thing. And another thing we have seen here is that you can also, in terms of watching your credit utilization ratio, one thing you can do also is to set yourself some limits. In other words, you use your card, but once you reach the limits for the month, you just continue using cash. So the ability to use less of the plastic and use more of your cash is going to contribute to you having a lower CUR in the long run. Hack number 8. You want to create a diverse range of credit, and this is something that a lot of folks don't get. Like, people are saying, well, I only have one loan and one credit card, and I have a 650 credit score, and I'm trying to go to 700, or I'm trying to go to 800. Well, it's because your credit is not diverse enough. Okay, remember, credit mix accounts for 10 to 15%. Okay, so having a mix of credit history, a few different kinds of cards and loans will help your appeal as a borrower. So when we talk about, it's not just the loans and credit cards though. We have lines of credit also. I mean, a line of credit is a loan. Yeah. So you can have a line of credit, you can have a loan, you can have an installment loan, you can have an emergency loan, you can have a credit card, you can have an auto loan, you can have a student loan. So you have a constellation of different loans and credit card products that you can actually use to show that your length of credit history is high. See, when you consistently make timely payments across the board, it shows you can handle different kinds of credit, and you are more likely to be deemed a reliable applicant. So, big decision time, boss. Big decision time. How diversified is your credit as of now? Because the thing here, this is going to have a big impact on your ability to be approved for a credit card the next time you apply. So, how diverse is your situation? Talk to me, boss. Talk to me. So, because we need to have a clear idea of where you stand and whether or not you can actually qualify. One thing that I also want to say here is that you also want to think about the kinds of loans and credit cards you have and the maturity. The maturity is really important. I mean, are you if you have a student loan, is it due? Is it due, let's say, in 5 years? Do you have a mortgage? Is it due in 30 years? You have credit cards don't have due dates. Due date in terms of payments, but credit cards are revolving lines of credit. Do you have another revolving line of credit, like a line of credit? So those are things that will help you at some point find exactly whether or not you actually have a diverse credit. And one thing I also want to say here is that when we speak about credit diversity, we're speaking about not we're speaking about credit products, not with one institution. You really want to diversify at that level as well, where you can have a credit card from Chase, you can have another one from Bank of America, you can have a third one from Navy Fed. You can actually, so it's all about diversifying. It's all about mixing and mixing things around to make sure you have the right sauce in terms of your credit. Hack number 9, boss. What you want to do is, if you, let's say you don't have credit, or you have thin credit, consider a secure card to build credit history. All right. I mean, let's just face it. If you have a thin credit history or bad credit, then it can be hard. It can be really hard to qualify for a traditional unsecured credit card. But with a secure card, you will be asked to put down a cash deposit, and your credit line will be equal to that amount. And after you make on-time payments over 6 months to a year, you will have a better chance of being approved for a traditional credit card. So this is really good. And one thing, for example, we have covered this card on another show. But with the Open Sky Secured Visa credit card, you can put down a deposit as low as $200, and then that becomes your credit limits on the card. Okay, this is important. Now, money. Boss, do you have the money but you don't have the credit needed to get a credit card? If you are cash awash, if you are awash in cash, then you can probably just make sure that you put deposit for a secure credit card, and the best one have that you have some rewards attached to them. So this is really good. And so that's number 9. Number 10, you want to find a co-signer. So when we talk about credit cards, we don't talk about co-signer, we talk about co-applicants. So it's important to find a co-applicant that really helps you get the credit card you need, because if you have no credit or bad credit, getting a co-applicant will increase your likelihood of being approved. Okay, so this means that someone else will be responsible for your debt if you cannot make the payments. And another option is having that person add you as an authorized user on their account. So you have a constellation of things here. So here are some pro tips I want to share with you. A few pro tips. If you have thin or no credit history, go to your bank today, or to your credit union for that matter, and sit down and just open a secure credit card. What you want to do is you want to make sure the bank has or the credit union has other credit cards that you'll be interested in once you're done. And so this is really good. And or find a co-signer. Thank you so much for your attention into this conversation. I was just talking to you about credit card hacks that always will work like crazy. So number 1, apply at your bank or credit union. Apply for cards that fit your credit score. Don't apply for too many cards at once. Know what's in your credit reports. Pay your bills on time. Watch your credit utilization ratio. Build credit early. Create a diverse range of credit. Consider a secure credit card to build credit history. And last but not the least, you want to find a co-signer. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.